you believe this too, that one of the silver linings about such an unsettling time in the country is that Americans actually are hungry for the true facts.
David Muir's name is synonymous with trust, professionalism, and the unwavering poise of a seasoned anchor. His calm, reassuring presence on World News Tonight has comforted millions, making him a beloved figure in households across America. But what if behind his composed exterior, there's a heartbreaking secret? Recently, the news about David Muir shattered the image many had of him, leaving his fans in disbelief. A shocking twist has emerged, and it's far from what anyone expected. Stay tuned as we uncover the truth that's left everyone in tears. A glimpse into David Muir's stellar career. David Muir's quick ascent to the top of ABC News was truly remarkable. From his beginnings as a local reporter to his current position as the host of ABC's World News Tonight, he has demonstrated unquestionable talent and perseverance throughout his career. Muir has established himself as one of the most renowned anchors in the world, thanks to his sophisticated reporting style and remarkable capacity for composure in the face of tragedy. Although Muir's rise wasn't smooth, his love of journalism and dedication to reporting truthful stories propelled him to the top. He began his career as a writer in Syracuse, New York, and soon gained recognition for his incisive investigative writing. He stood out in the field of broadcast journalism for his sympathetic coverage of crises and his breaking news reporting on significant world events. Muir gained the admiration of his friends and audience for his ability to relate to people, even when sharing the most challenging tales. David Muir's standing as a reliable, straightforward anchor became stronger over time. During some of the most trying times in history, like the aftermath of 9/11, the emergence of ISIS, and the devastating aftermath of natural disasters, his steady hand and calm voice became his hallmark. He received praise and various honors, including several Emmys and the coveted Edward R. Murrow Award, for his ability to make difficult subjects understandable to audiences and his unwavering poise. Muir achieved unprecedented success as the host of World News Tonight, outperforming competing networks and winning the title of America's most watched evening news program. However, trust was more important to his success than ratings alone. Millions of viewers come to rely on Muir as their go-to anchor for the most significant stories of the day. His career was built on his credibility, which he had acquired throughout years of diligence and hard work. But even with his indisputable success on television, little was known about Muir's private life. He has always kept his private life out of the public eye and has never been one to divulge personal information about himself. He was always portrayed as a calm, collected, and somewhat mysterious individual. Although they frequently questioned the identity of the man behind the news desk, fans appreciated his professionalism. How could someone who seemed so flawless keep everything so secret? David Muir's reputation as the unfailing anchor is now under threat. A shocking piece of information jolted the public and upended his well-manicured image. Muir had been regarded for years as an invincible man who could withstand any adversity on air. However, what about the roaring storms in his personal life? His professional career has always been distinguished by his poise and strength on screen. Behind the cameras, however, a private crisis was developing that would soon be made public. Longtime admirers of his strength began to wonder, how could the man who had always exuded strength and unwavering resolve be going through anything that might bring him to his knees? And why was this intimate narrative finally coming to light after years of keeping his private life so tightly hidden? Even though David Muir's career was founded on honesty and trust, the truth about his personal life is now reaching news during his lowest period. His admirers are perplexed as to how such a well-liked person could be concealing something so significant. But why does it matter now? And could this on-air titan be concealing anything personal? We will discover that Muir's personal troubles are just as dramatic as the breaking news stories he has covered for years as we dig deeper into the news that has left fans in disbelief. What we don't see. David Muir's calm and collected on-screen persona has enthralled millions of people for years, but few have ever seen the side of him that hides beyond that polished veneer. For a considerable amount of time, Muir has made every effort to keep his private life a secret. David Muir has maintained a level of anonymity that is nearly unheard of in the realm of celebrity journalism, whereas other prominent figures frequently give the media glimpses into their personal life. What is he actually concealing, though? Muir's choice to conceal his personal life from the public is not merely a personal choice. Rather, it is a strategically crafted aspect of his brand. Any personal information about the dynamic anchor's life has stayed that way because he has always put his career first. Muir has kept a certain level of secrecy, in contrast to many anchors who have been candid about their relationships, families, and even personal hardships. He has never been a fan of open talks about his life off-air or excessive social media sharing. This simply increased the intrigue among fans. When the cameras are not rolling, what kind of person is David Muir? What is he actually going through in the background? Any peek into Muir's private life is regarded as a unique and priceless gem because of this rarefied degree of privacy. Tabloids and internet detectives have thoroughly examined even his public appearances with friends or family. For instance, there have always been rumors regarding his romantic life. Muir has never acknowledged or disputed any of the relationships that have been rumored about him. By skillfully sidestepping any personal inquiries, he has consistently maintained the emphasis on his professional achievements. But might there be more going on here? David Muir has established a solid reputation for maintaining composure under pressure during his career. He has established himself as a reliable voice in American journalism thanks to his poised reporting of some of the most challenging stories while on air. However, could this calm facade also conceal private hardships that the public has never witnessed? Many people are curious about what's truly going on behind those sharp eyes because of his reserved demeanor. We're just starting to realize how profound the riddle is. A part of Muir that has always eluded both fans and the media is coming to light thanks to shocking revelations about his personal life. There have been times over the years, tiny hints, that something wasn't quite right. Among those who listen closely, a few infrequent public appearances, uncomfortable silences during interviews, and the sporadic strain in his on-air delivery have raised suspicions. None of these clues, however, forewarned us of what lay ahead. What was it about the most recent news that finally showed supporters a previously unknown aspect of David Muir? Nobody could have predicted the complexity and heartbreak of the truth. A man with burdens he had concealed for too long was standing behind the professional anchor. Not only is the most recent information regarding Muir startling, but it also serves as a reminder of the very real difficulties that even the most accomplished and polished people encounter. We'll go into more detail about the shocking revelation that upended Muir's meticulously planned world and the toll it has taken on the adored anchor in the next piece. The shocking news breaks. It's the kind of news that breaks your heart and dispels all of your preconceived notions about a person. David Muir has been America's most dependable news anchor for many years. He was a man of strength, dependability, and composure under duress. However, everyone was unprepared for the news when it was announced. The tough and untouchable anchor abruptly changed and began to deal with his own issues. Social media was rocked by the stunning statement, with both media and fans trying to figure out what had happened to Muir. It was devastating to learn that Muir was going through a personal crisis, one so serious that it had finally come to light. When the truth finally surfaced after years of hiding his private life from the media, it was absolutely terrible. As information came to light, it became clear that Muir had been dealing in private with a devastating family tragedy. The kind of loss that alters everything and leaves a void in your heart that cannot be filled by success or celebrity. Fans were given the opportunity to see a previously unknown aspect of Muir for the first time. This discovery had an impact all around the nation. Fans were astounded since they had come to respect Muir's professionalism and his unmatched poise when reporting news. How could the man who had long concealed his personal problems be experiencing such excruciating pain? Many people took to social media to share their shock and sympathy in the instantaneous and overwhelming reaction. Supporters posted encouraging remarks to the man who had always been their calming voice throughout the storm. As soon as the tale was reported by the media, people started to wonder what had really transpired behind the scenes. Although the specifics of Muir's personal tragedy were still being worked out, first accounts suggested that it had completely upended his world. It was evident that Muir, who had a reputation for controlling his emotions, was suddenly dealing with a grief that was too deep to keep hidden. The media industry has been rocked by this unexpected turn of events, but the true story may be even more shocking than we initially believe. The complexity of David Muir's personal issues is far greater than anyone could have predicted. The guy who always appeared invincible, unbreakable even, must now face the psychological effects of his own personal tragedy. However, what impact will this have on his career and how we envision him developing? The consequences of this disclosure are only getting started, and they should be just as significant as the news reports Muir has produced over the years. David Muir's response. The public was more curious than ever when word leaked out about David Muir's personal crisis. The ABC anchor had been a stoic figure for years, a calm television personality whose voice exuded assurance, clarity, and control. However, something was different this time. The carefully crafted facade he had spent so much time honing was broken by the news. The media and fans alike anxiously anticipated Muir's response, curious to see how he would handle the unexpected circumstance. After that, David Muir spoke up. Despite being measured, his reaction was intensely emotional. The news anchor, who is renowned for his professionalism and poise, came out from behind the desk to publicly express his emotions. In his opening remarks, Muir discussed his personal struggles and acknowledged the anguish and sadness that had had a significant impact on him. In addition to shocking the world, his remarks offered a unique window into the man's emotional side, which he had long concealed. Muir's response was revealing. His honesty was surprising and his sensitivity was unfiltered. He conveyed his appreciation for the help he had gotten from friends, co-workers, and supporters, but it was obvious that he was still grieving over his own loss. This declaration of anguish was a dramatic departure for someone so used to breaking the news with unwavering composure. The human side of Muir was a revelation to his fans, who had long adored him for his tough, self-assured on-screen presence. Muir didn't go into great detail about the particulars of the case in his remarks. Rather, he concentrated on how it had affected him emotionally. His statements alluded to a personal journey that was far from ended, a fight that was still going on. It seemed as though Muir was dealing with something far more profound than a simple loss in her life, something that had been suppressed for so long that it had now surfaced. He had remained silent until then, but it was the public expression of his feelings that showed the full extent of what he had been holding inside all along. Was there something more profound he was trying to convey by keeping quiet about the situation? Could he have concealed this aspect of his life because of his feelings? The silent minutes of his reaction can have more truth than the words he said. In his own way, Muir seemed to be at last recognizing the humanity that lies underneath the news stories. The fact that the same person who had spent years covering catastrophes and heartbreaks was now going through his own was a sobering reminder that even the most resilient people cannot avoid life's most trying obstacles. There were still a lot of unresolved questions, though, while the world processed his emotional reaction. What will happen to David Muir next? Will this event alter his public persona or his approach to his work? Could the cherished anchor's new story begin with this pause in the silence? The true tale might still be developing as we follow his travels, the impact on David Muir's fans and the media. Fans were shocked by David Muir's sudden silence, which set off a wave of responses in the media and among his loyal fans. Television viewers had known Muir for years as a reliable and calm personality, an anchor who could handle the most serious news with ease. Fans saw a whole new side of him when they heard about his personal problem. They weren't seeing the strong rock they were used to. Instead, they saw a man who, like everyone else, was weak and having a hard time. When this news came out, fans all over the world expressed their sadness and support on social media, sharing words of hope and how they felt. The news changed how people thought about Muir right away, and in a big way. People who looked up to him for how responsible he was found the change shocking. Now, they didn't see the anchor as a sign of unwavering power, but as a person going through hard times in life. His change was so unbelievable that people who used to admire his emotional control were now seeing him through one of the hardest times of his life. It made everyone face the truth. The calm, collected person they had admired for a long time was actually going through loss and pain just like the rest of us. But as people thought about the news, the media started to act in ways that made things worse. News and tabloids quickly picked up on the story and went into great depth about Muir's personal problems. There was a lot of news, and it led to a lot of debates. Some news sites praised Muir for being brave for sharing such a private part of his life, while others asked if it was right for a famous person to be so open about their weaknesses. The media's attention on Muir's answer quickly turned into a debate. Was it a moment of relief for the anchor, or was it a PR move meant to soften the blow of an otherwise sad story? The difference between the media's close attention and his fans' real backing could not have been more clear. People were eager to analyze every detail of Muir's personal life. On the other hand, there was a group of fans who only wanted the best for him and sent him words of hope and support. There were different opinions about how the media should have covered Muir's personal life, which made people wonder if it was moral to do so, especially when the person involved has long kept their privacy. Is this the start of a change for David Muir, or will he stay the steady rock that people have always known him to be? The next steps that are taken after this personal revelation will decide how Muir's legacy goes forward. Will the fact that he's been honest about how he feels change how his fans feel about him? Instead, will he go back to his old job as the calm voice of reason on the evening news? Time will tell, but one thing is certain. David Muir's story is far from over, and everyone is taking notice. What this means for David Muir's future. The news about David Muir's personal problems keeps getting around, and people are starting to wonder about his future. Because this man's work has been built on honesty and professionalism, this emotional revelation could have very big effects on him. What will happen to his future in front of the camera and in his personal life now that things have changed? The way forward might not be at all clear, but it's hard to say for sure. First, let's talk about how this news might change Muir's job. Over the years, David Muir has become a well-known and liked figure in American media. He is an anchor who is known for both being a trustworthy reporter and being able to keep things calm, even when the news is crazy. People have always known they could count on him to be their steady, reliable guide through the world's chaos. But now that I've learned this, things may never be the same again. People may begin to see Muir in a new way, not just as an unbiased newscaster, but also as someone who is going through the ups and downs of life like everyone else. Maybe this will give Muir new chances, but it might also put him under different kinds of stress. There are always new developments in the media, and this personal information could change how people think about Muir. Will people still trust him as a writer like they did in the past? Or will his audience see him differently now that he is more open and honest? Maybe this will even help him connect with them more deeply. This question still has no clear answer, but Muir's career path might change in ways that no one expected. But on the other hand, this could be a chance for Muir to become an even more powerful and believable figure. People in public who are ready to talk about their problems often find that their fans like them even more for it. Muir has made a name for himself by always being there. But what if this situation gives him a chance to show the world a new, more human side? He might find that being honest about his feelings helps him connect with people again, making them see him not just as a news anchor, but as a real person who knows pain and strength. What does his daily life look like? That is where the real doubt lies. Muir has always kept his personal ties quiet, so it's hard to say how this tragedy will affect them. Will he hide even more in his private life, looking for comfort away from the attention? Or will this task make him think about his relationships again, which could bring him closer to the people he trusts the most? It may take him a long time and be hard to get better, but one thing is for sure. The support he gets from friends, family, and co-workers will be very important in helping him get through this. This news could change David Muir's job, but will he come out of it stronger than ever? There is only one way to know the answer to this question. Time will tell. This is a turning point in his life that could shape his next steps in ways that haven't been revealed yet. No matter what comes next for David Muir, it's clear that his journey is far from over. Not knowing what lies ahead may be hard, but his strength will help him get through it. Can David Muir overcome this heartbreak? David Muir is experiencing a great deal of suffering and uncertainty, but there is one bright spot in his life. Although we cannot deny the suffering that he has endured as a result of his own struggle, we must recognize the bravery and dedication that he has displayed in the face of adversity. Muir has spent a significant amount of time considering how to interact with the media. It is possible that this crisis has upset him, but it also has the potential to be the beginning of an incredible comeback that is founded on honesty, strength, and humility. What is truly remarkable about David Muir is the fact that he is able to bounce back from adversity. People have witnessed him maintain his composure in the face of some of the most distressing news developments for a number of years. Regardless of whether the narrative is about a personal tragedy, political upheaval, or natural calamities, Muir has always been the one to convey it in a manner that is composed and gracious. In light of the fact that Muir is now faced with his own challenge, his endurance will be put to the test in a manner that is distinctively different. The events of history, on the other hand, demonstrate that Muir possesses the inner fortitude to triumph over even the most difficult circumstances. The fact that there are so many individuals who care about Muir makes his path appear even more promising. It is evident that Muir is not fighting this struggle by himself, despite the fact that he has never discussed his personal life until now. During this challenging time, his family, friends, and co-workers have shown their solidarity by coming together to provide him with the support and direction he requires. When things are difficult, the people we love are there to help us get better. Muir is not an exception to this rule. It's possible that his loved ones, in addition to the assistance of his friends and family, will provide him with the strength he needs to get better. Anyway, ever since the news broke, Muir's supporters have shown a great deal of kindness. He can see that his admirers have a lot of love for him because there are a lot of affirmative comments about him on social media sites. It is possible that Muir will be able to recover much more quickly if his devoted supporters provide him with a great deal of emotional support. Since his followers look up to him and have faith in him, their connection extends beyond the confines of the screen. In order for Muir to make it through this challenging period and emerge even more resilient, this partnership might be just what he needs. We are aware that this is a negative occurrence. Nonetheless, we hope that it will result in a more powerful return than anyone could have possibly expected. After this issue, David Muir might experience a sense of increased strength and confidence in his chosen career. It is possible that his sensitivity will assist him in better understanding his audience, which may result in new prospects for him to advance in his career and in his personal life. Furthermore, the objective is for Muir to emerge from this experience more robust and able to withstand adversity than ever before. However, the path to recovery will be a long one that is fraught with difficulties. David Muir is being scrutinized by the entire world, and it is possible that in the end, we may discover that his most admirable trait is his capacity to persevere even when things become difficult. What we can all learn from David Muir's heartbreaking journey. There is one thing that becomes very evident when we consider the harrowing journey that David Muir undertook. It is not only about his own challenges, it is also about the importance of strength, sensitivity, and the significance of human connection. The narrative of Muir reveals to us that even the most composed and powerful-appearing public personalities are, at their core, just like us. They have issues, they get hurt, and they require assistance. This is a revelation in a society where so much of what we see on television is polished and controlled. It is quite remarkable that Muir has been able to handle this emotionally charged aspect of his life with the same grace and courage that we love in his work. He has been a rock of stability for millions of people by telling them the truth without any spin. He has shared the truth with them. On the other hand, now that he is confronting his own reality, he is letting us know that it is acceptable to not always be okay. Asking for assistance, relying on other people, and allowing yourself time to heal are all acceptable behaviors. Being strong is something that we can learn a lot from David's journey. The resilience of the human spirit is demonstrated by the fact that he was able to carry on despite the fact that he was suffering from issues with other individuals. But what is more significant is that it indicates that we require assistance, whether it comes from our family, our friends, or a group of people who are committed to support us. People who are close to us have the ability to assist us in getting back on our feet when things are difficult, as demonstrated by the enormous amount of love and support that Muir has received. When all is said and done, the story of David Muir implores for compassion and understanding. This is a call to go beyond what individuals appear to be going through and to comprehend what it is that they are actually going through. Each and every person engages in conflict, and it is sometimes a courageous act to be open about it in order to expose the world. By observing Muir's behavior, we can get the ability to provide compassion and kindness to other people, as well as to acknowledge that we are human, which means that we are both weak and strong. David Muir's heartbreaking journey is more than just a personal struggle. It's a reminder of the strength we all carry inside, the power of connection, and the importance of resilience. We can all take something meaningful from his story, whether it's the courage to face our own battles or the reminder to support those around us. Share your thoughts on David's journey in the comments, and let's continue this conversation together.